Hi and welcome to oceanai. Today I'm doing a market outlook on a few of the things with the indices, gold, oil, and I'll take a quick look at the euro as well. So firstly with the S&P here, when we're looking at it last week, we were looking for this 382 level from the all-time high, which is in here somewhere. But we didn't get a reaction from that and it went straight through. So now where are we? So where we are now is we've had a little triple top in here. I'll go into a smaller time frame shortly and show you what I was looking for yesterday and how it hasn't quite panned out yet. But now we're at the 50% here from this high here, and we've still got the 50% here up at 42.26, which is another place it could go. We also have in here's the 1.618 extension from that first move up, which is from, I'll put it in there so you can see it, from this high here to that low there. The 1.618 extension is right where we've hit 3 times there. So there's a bit of resistance here and it's proving that way so far. This 1.27, we just threw that as well. That's this, oh, that's the wrong one. Get rid of that. That's this move here. So that's the extension there into that 1.27. And we're up at the 88% from here as well. So there's a lot of things here holding it at the moment. I'll go into a smaller time frame now. Go into a 15-minute. Okay, so what I was looking at yesterday, we had some nice patterns in here. So we had this ABCD down into here. That was this one, is the one I posted later on. So that was this one here. We made one more low, or 2 more lows actually. Had some nice patterns in here for to get long at this point. Go down to a 3-minute. Yeah, so what we had in this bit here, we had a ABCD from that high to that low to that high, and that brought us in at 40.82. So that's this ABCD here. That's that one there. And with that, inside of that, move that over, inside of this last CD leg, we had a really nice butterfly. About as good as you can get, down to the 1.27 extension here from this move here. And there was an ABCD down as well. So we had that ABCD, which is also a 3 drive from this low down to there and then down to there. So that's another pattern on top of that. So we had a lot of stuff coming in here and we had a nice reaction. We had that first move up and we got a nice ABCD Gartley back into that 50 to 60% area there. This is just short-term stuff. I'm just showing examples of what I was looking at yesterday. That 50 and 60 in there. Yeah, that's that one there, and that's the next Gartley. Always off a turn like that, you want to look for that first retracement. So it actually gave us that ABCD into here for the 382, had a little rally, and then it come back down to complete the second one down here, and that gave us that run there, and that completed ABCD to the upside just on the open. So if we look at the ABCD off that run up to 41.03 just at the open, it spiked up there. But then what we got from there, I was expecting it sort of just to come down a little bit and then rally up for the rest of the day. What we got after the open was this spike down and just taking out these lows here, and then we took off from there. If we look at this first pullback here, that was a 382. So what we like to see after these strong moves up is a 382 retracement, something like that, to get long, and that's what we got here. Got the first one, went up, come back down, checked it again, and then away it went. So when I went to bed around here, I was expecting that was going to be the low here, and we were going to go higher because we broke above that 4100. This was pretty much a retest, didn't quite come down. But then later on in the day, it came back down to 4100 here, checked it again, went up, and now it's broken down through it. So what I'm looking at now is possibility of more downside. So how I'm going to play this is I'm going to look for if we can get a move up into this 4110 to 4120 area, this 50 to 60 area. We can get something like this, go from here down to here, up into here, then that could be the place to go short, but still just a temporary short. If we go back to the hourly time chart, still had this big run up, so there's still a chance we can just get a 382 retracement and then go higher. See, a 382 retracement on that takes us back down to 4,000, below 4,000. So there's a chance it could still come down here, still be bullish. Could even come down further towards 3930, even 3900, and that would create that 135 pattern here. So we get a move down here. This would still be bullish, coming back down to 39, even 39.8, and then getting a move up from there. That would be. And if we look at the time cycles, so you go from this low, it's just pretty rough, to that low. So that would, if it was going to come down here, you'd be looking at it around the 10th of August. And that would give you the 135 pattern to go higher, and that would be the one to get on. So that's still being bullish, but we could still get a 200-point run down first. So that's why I'm looking at the short side. Go back to here. So I'm looking at the short side first, because I was thinking we might get this run up to 4200 first and then break, but they seem to have a lot of resistance here, and we've broken down a lot further than we should have if we we're going to go higher and go through it. So I'm looking for the short side here today. I'll post the AI on that shortly. Another thing I want to look at too was just the monthly AI for the S&P here. So looking for today or tomorrow to find some sort of high. That's why I was looking for that possible move yesterday to go up to 4,200. That could happen tonight. This is the cash market, so we could get that spike up tonight towards that 4,200 and then fall away. But then the next time frame we look at is around next Monday, Tuesday, 8th or 9th of August. So this could be an invert. Say we're looking at that retracement coming back to that 3880, 39 area to complete that 135. We could get something like this. So say we get something up tonight. Then we get a move back like this down into that 8th of August, which would line up with the 135, and this being, and this here being instead of being a top, it's going to be a low, and then we flip that around and we look for a move higher there. So just something to keep in mind. This monthly AI is still a work in progress, so sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but when we're looking at the same time, for that 135 pattern over here around the 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that. If we are around here, then we've got a good shot at a long opportunity. So yes, that's the S&P. Bit of detail there, but anyway, that's what I'm looking at. So just have a quick look at the Dow and the Nasdaq. So Dow as well, same sort of thing. We're into this. We've had this 1.618 extension here from this top to here. So we stopped there. It's 1.27 of the ABCD. So there's lots of things here. At 1.27 there off that one. This extension here. So that's at that point. We've stopped there. We've got the 886. Didn't quite hit that. So same thing here. We're looking for that. If we look for an equal move down, so this move here is the same as this move here. That would bring us down to sort of 31,200 to 31,500 area, that 50 to 60% retracement, and then be looking for that move up. So that's the bullish side. Same thing here. We haven't really had a decent correction. No ABCD correction in this of any sort of substance. So minimum sort of target if we're going to run to the downside would be 32k, but ideally we'd want something like this running back and then down to there, that ABCD, something a bit more defined that we can get into. So that's that one. Nasdaq as well. Nasdaq's taken out these highs. We've had a nice 135 there. Now looking for an ABCD completion. And that 382 there's from the all-time high, which we went through on the S&P and the Dow. So that could be a target for the Nasdaq to run up to if we're going to get that one move higher. Otherwise, we might get back down towards 12.5, and then we could go higher. So that's the overhead resistance there for the Nasdaq. Right, we'll go over to the gold and oil. So getting to commodities. Right, we had that AB. I'll go into a short time frame. So we had that that ABCD higher from down here. That ABCD finished in here, but it's gone a bit higher than that. We traded the last bit of that upside here. We went long in here on this pullback on the AI, and then we traded it up to here and got out. But it hit the first target was here, second target was here, and the final target was at 1780, and eventually got there. So we could have taken that. But what we had yesterday was a real nice pattern. We had the AI in here expecting a top as well. Once again, working really nice. What we had in that top was, if I get rid of this one, so we had a nice 3 drive here, ABCD, into that change of trend window. That was this one here at the 1785, went a couple of points above it. But that was a 3 drive pattern as well. So drive 1 up to there, drive 2 into that level, and then that 3rd drive up to there. And we've got time and price lining up here as well. So if we look at the top here, run it to that top there, which was that one, it's pretty much perfect. So these are the things we look for, like perfect setup, as good as you can get. Got ABCD, you got a 3 drive to a top. We had AI in there as well to telling us it was going to go lower, and yeah, that's what it did. So that was a nice one. Today, looking at it today, it's we're having this pullback here. We've had a nice ABCD up into this 50 to 60% area. So now I'm looking at, I'll place a trade here. I've got an order in at 1770. with a 10-point stop loss, 100-point stop loss, 1780. So I'm looking for it to make another little jump in here, and then we get that sell-off down through into 5 o'clock this afternoon. So yeah, I'll post that on the chart before you get this video, I would say. Yeah, look for that move down, because that would bring us down to, because we've got this run up as pretty much straight line. There's been this little ABCD in here, but nothing really any decent. So if we look at the 382 once again from this low, so 382 would bring us down around the 1750 area. So don't leave that. Get rid of that. Yeah, so if it works here, downside target, we'll be looking at that ABCD. Would bring us down to 1736. That's a 38 to 50% area. So this looks like a nice setup, using the AI again. So I'll place an order on that one, and we'll see what happens. Coming into change of trend around 12:30, so in about 45 minutes. So just looking for that one more push up and then a sell-off. Go over to the oil. So oil was real nice yesterday. So with the AI, I think it had a change in trend about 9:30ish, but there was nothing here. It was just chopping around at that time, so there was nothing to trade. Ideally, we're looking for, this is the setup I was looking for. So I was looking for a spike up. This come after I went to bed. When was that? It was around midnightish. Yeah. So with that, there's a lot of things here as well we can look at. So we've got an ABCD from this low to this high, down to there, up into there, and that was at the 382. That also gave us that 382 Gartley from this high. We're looking at this one first. And that sort of extended up to that 382, which is that 1.618 here. So if we look at that high to that low, that's the 1.618 extension here. So that was something else. 1.618 is a nice one to trade off, because you know if it goes through that, then you're wrong. So we had the ABCD. These are just things to look for. And then today we've had this nice 382 to 50. Yeah, we're at 382 again here, and we're selling off. So it's either going to go down from here, or the other possibility we might get would be, so it stops here. We're about to 61% now, I think. So yeah, if this stops here, we can look for a move higher. This would be ideal scenario for that next move down. If we can get, if it stops here, then we'd be looking at this Gartley here. That would take us up into here. I'd probably go 95 to even 95.30 in that area there. And that would give us a nice low risk chance to go short on that, looking for that move down below 92.50. Yeah, if we get that one, I'll probably risk 100 points, leave it up above the 78%. Because if we look at that 1.618 from that level, that's in there. So yeah, that'll be the place to go if we can get a rally out of this. Otherwise, if it's going to go lower, take out this low, then we'll look for a pullback to short it again. So that's the oil. What else we look at? Let's look at the euro. A lot of real nice patterns today, across everything really. Looking at the euro here. What have we got? 15 minute. If I go to, oh no, I'll use a 15 minute. So I'll go to the hourly first, have a look at it. So the last few weeks we've just been chomping around here after this rally up. Then we got a nice little fake out yesterday, taking out these highs and then giving up. So if we just look at why that happened, so we've got a lot of ABCDs here. There's a lot of patterns in here. So this one here, first one was an ABCD there. This one was real nice. Then we got that sell-off, got to the second target there, the 61%. First target, second target, third target would have been down here. So hit that, and then we've rallied off that. And then that second level, if we look at this again, that there to up here, is that second ABCD. That finished up here. So that was the next chance to get short. And if we go into a 15-minute, that top as well, we had a nice ABCD into that top. That was that 3 drive again. So things you look for at tops, 3 drives and ABCDs into tops are, where do we go to? Do we get to the 1.618? Not quite. Got into the 1.414 here. And it was the 1.618 off this last high. So if we go off that last one there, that was perfect. Off this one here, 1.618 was perfect there. So a lot of things there as well. The big ABCD plus your 3 drive ABCD again. This is why I love looking at these patterns. They just repeat over and over. Now we've had a nice sell-off here. So with this euro, we need to be looking for another sell. Ideal scenario would, if we could get up into 102.30, would be nice. First place to look at it would be the just above the 102 here at 382. That would probably be the best place to have a look. Ideally, you want to look for a pattern. If we get something like that into the 382, then I'll be taking the 382. Otherwise, if we just have a shallow retracement into here, then we might get that move higher up into 102.20 to 102.40. That's that 50 to 60% area. That would be the best place if we can get into there. Only need to risk sort of 30 points on that one, 30 or 40 points, put it above the 78%. I think I'll place an order on this one as well. That's setting up nice. It'll either be here or we'll be looking up here somewhere. If we have a look at the AI for today. That was yesterday's AI. I'll do another video on that, just a review, just to show you what happened. And so it looks a bit choppy today. So ideally what we want to see would be this top here, around 5:30. If we can get a pullback in here, 15-minute. Ideal scenario here for today would be get this back to the 50 to 60% here. Then we can look for a long trade up to here, up to 5:30, and that would be the ABCD up into what we're looking at here, 102.10 to 102.20. So yeah, if we just get shallow retracement, so it just comes down to 382 into here, then we'd be looking at that. That's that 50 to 60% area we're looking at before on the other chart. That area there. That would give us this one here. It would be a shallow retracement. That would be going up into there. And then, yeah, we'll be looking at selling it there. And yeah, seeing what it does down here. Quite often this could be just a shallow retracement. So we've got this pattern. So it runs down sharply, takes out this low down here first. Then this run here could just be a shallow retracement up into here. And then we could see that more selling coming in the afternoon. So that's why this is just time-based. But we'll look at these ones later, all depending on what happens here and what happens here. So Yeah, that's what I'm looking at today in the indices, gold, oil, and the euro. A lot of stuff to look at, so that's why the video is a bit longer. So 25 minutes, shit. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot to cover there. A lot of stuff from yesterday. A lot of things we can learn from, patterns we look for, and how we use them with the AI as well. So yeah, I hope this helps. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we'll get some trades out there and get this thing going. Cheers.